Good morning, Brenda. Thank you so much for your time today. You have been an educator for over 25 years and are all about access to education. Where does this desire come from, your own experience?
Well, I grew up in a little country town called Gatesville, Texas, population 5,000, and most of the students that I went to school with didn't go to university. In fact, most of my cohort went and worked in the prison or were farmers. And so, for me, having a scholarship to go to university was just a ticket out, and it changed my life in every way possible. So I know that education is a transformational space. And I love being in colleges because that is a place where students really do grow and change, and can't imagine anything better.
What was your experience of college life?
Well, I went to a university called Baylor University, which is a private university, and there were students there who had grown up in cities. There were students who were international, and I felt a bit of a fish out of water. And so having a really supportive living environment made a big difference for me. I had some really good friends who were very different than me, but friends all the same. And I think that gave me a basis to feel at home in a place that was very different than where I had grown up.
How different are Melbourne colleges from when you first came to Australia and first in education to now?
Well, my first college experience in Melbourne was in 2001 when I was the head of Whitley College. And colleges were very different in 2001 to now. I mean, for one thing, university was very different. So in 2001, most of my students were doing double degrees. So their first and second year didn't really matter much. So colleges were pretty wild places. There were not a lot of staff in colleges, certainly not what we have now. Now in 2018, most of our students are doing the Melbourne model, where the first year really does matter, and colleges have settled down quite a lot. Students are much more focused on their study and doing well, and then wanting to launch into, what would be a master's degree or a career. And so they're very much more focused. And so I think we have, as colleges at Melbourne particularly, really focused on employability skills. We focused on ensuring that they have an outstanding academic support system. And we've tried to start linking our alumni with our students to help launch them into, what is really a strange world to an 18-year-old, and that is the world of adult employment. So I think things are very different than they were in 2001. Colleges are still a lot of fun, but certainly differently focused.